So one question, Nish, is that based on when organizations shift towards the product mindset, what kind of differences can they expect to see? Because traditionally they have had some success being project. Let's not ignore they've been doing this project for quite a long time. As they shift this move towards product mindset and product centric approach, what do they stand to gain? What kind of visible results would they see as they go through the journey? Because everybody wants to see what's the result look like, so that they get further invested to make that stride towards product centric approaches.
Yeah, it's a great question. Right? I mean, I'll be a bit tongue in cheek. The short answer is what they will see is they'll see more profit than they can count. Right? It's the evidence is overwhelming in terms of the organizations that have embraced that customer centricity have far outpaced their competitors in any industry, right? Not just banking. So the bottom line metric, which is the return to shareholders, the customer satisfaction, they're all through the roof. But if we look at how do you know that you've made this shift to a product centric mindset? What's a good indicator, right? If we jump to the next slide, I'll hold up a bit of a mirror, right? So for those dialed in, for those who watch this later, as we go through this, ask yourself these questions, right? And you'll get a sense of, the extent to which you've got that product mindset. It all comes down to, as we said, customer centricity, right? And if we start at kind of the 1 o'clock mark there, where it says bank when I want, all of these elements of, how do you know you're putting that customer first, right? These are elements that you think about. These are things that go into the very way you plan and the way you make decisions. So, if you think about what a customer wants, right? They want to bank when they want, right? They want the convenience of 24/7, always on banking. And by the way, one of the nice things about, when you work in a bank is every one of us is a customer, right? We might not be a customer of the bank we work in, but we are customers of a bank. And so you can shift your thinking and kind of go, well, if I forget the fact that I work in the banking industry or work for a vendor that, works for the bank, me as a customer, right? What do I want? And so banking when you want is one element. Banking how I want, right? So customers are faced with so many choices these days. You can, if you think about any experience that you have, you can engage with it through your mobile, through the phone, through lots of different ways. And so when you think about from a banking perspective, you really want to be able to offer that channel of choice and say, have I made it seamless for customers to have complete freedom in their preference of how they want to engage with the bank? Another big one is keeping me safe, right? My data, my transactions, my money, is that secure? Customers, banking is one of those industries, a bit like, hospitals and other fields, where trust is really important, right? Because customers are putting arguably some of their most precious assets with the bank that they choose to bank with, right? So their money, their data, increasingly, your own data is, banks hold a lot of data about customers. So, that safety has to be built into everything you do. But every product you release, every service you offer, customers need to feel safe when they engage with it, right? Another one is respond to me, right? Provide timely, useful help when I need it. Now, you can take that too far, right? So if you're constantly, as a bank, if you're sending messages to your customers, you're sending them new campaigns and pop-up messages on the mobile app, that might seem helpful, but all you're doing is just bombarding them you're just pushing your products and services, right? The analogy I've heard, which I think suits this best, is the silent butler. So if you think about movies, you think about, those kind of in the olden days, you've got this butler kind of, you've got customers, the butler just kind of floating in the background, silently waiting, and they only come forward when you need them, right? Your glass needs filling, or you need a top up on something. So banks need to be responsive, but when you need it, right, they step in and help out. The next one is make it easy, right? Make it easy for me. Let me get the outcome I need quickly and simply. Don't make things complicated. Another one is incentivize me to continue banking with you. So give me that value for money. And another one is, my time is precious, don't waste it, right? Get it right first time. If I am applying for something, if you have to, perform some service for me, I don't want to have to come back and say, hey, you got this wrong, right? And lastly, use what you know about me to anticipate my needs and speed things up. So if I've given you my details when I first opened an account, I expect you to use those details to help me get my mortgage, or to get a personal loan, right? So these are all elements. I think if you can ask yourself these questions, right? If you work in a bank or work for a vendor that deals with banks, these are examples of things where if you're thinking about these things as you are delivering, then you are definitely moving into that customer-centric mindset.